So I'm here today because my father is a survivor of prostate cancer. He's an African-American man who unfortunately was misdiagnosed during his second bout of prostate cancer. But we are so grateful because my mom knew enough about the challenges facing African-American men that she got him to a doctor and we were able to get him the help he needed. And we're here today with my siblings and my in-laws and my nieces and nephews.
I'm hard-headed, and like most men, I don't know why I didn't like doctors. And I hated that physical. I thought it wasn't nothing in the world hurt as bad as that. But my wife said, no, you need to do it. And we need to, whether you're married or not, when you turn 50, especially if you're a black man, you need to start getting your PSA and your physical. I've had friends to be diagnosed stage 4. He was 6 months later to be dead. I was talking to a man on the plane on the way over. His father went to use the restroom and started to bleed prostate cancer. And he said that, well, it's just a killer of men, and we need to be checked. It's a very serious disease.
Prostate cancer is an aggressive disease. It is a cancer that is stigmatized in some ways because of the location, but it also is incredibly aggressive in black men. And because their PSA levels don't change at the same rates of white men, they are often misdiagnosed, but they don't always know what to look for and what to ask about. And because it tends to happen when you're getting older. Black men tend not to pay attention to all of the physical ailments that come along with it. And so for me, it's important not only as a daughter, but as a policymaker. I want black men to live. I want everyone to be able to survive. But for black men in particular, getting access to the services and the help they need is critical. There is a long history in the African American community of not only misdiagnosis, but maltreatment. There are conversations in our community about the Tuskegee Trials. And so there's a suspicion of medicine. There's a suspicion of misdiagnosis. But that suspicion should not kill us. And so for me, this is an incredibly important conversation because not only do I want my dad to be here, I want other people to have their dads, their brothers, their nephews for as long as possible. I grew up in an activist family. My parents were civil rights activists as teenagers, and for most of our lives, my siblings and I grew up knowing that if you see a problem, your job is to try to tackle it. I talk about prostate cancer in the context of my personal financial debt. And what I wanted people to understand is that, yes, there's a direct tie between the cost of medical support and how we live our lives. But there's also an activism that has to come behind that that says we can't be ashamed of what it costs to save the lives of our family members. We also can't be ashamed of demanding the changes we need to see in our policymakers, making sure there is access to a hospital, access to a doctor, access to a clinic. And so medical activism is political activism. And political activism has to look at every issue. And for me, the issue of saving my dad's life is one I'll never stop fighting.
I am probably the most blessed man you will ever meet. I have a unique family. Stacey, now she was willing to drop all finances and everything to make sure that I had the medical treatment that I need. It's not many black men have what I have. That my whole family would drop everything to rally around and make sure that dad is all right. But when Stacey, she had all this stuff going, look, you got to go to the cancer treatment center. And I was over there, and I was told point blank, you have to have money to come here. I'm a retired United Methodist poor, but I'm the richest black man you will ever see.
Cancer is a killer. We know this, we talk about this, we've developed language around it. But it's also an action. We have to fight it then. And that means that we have to take every action possible to defeat cancer because it takes our families from us. It would take away the person who's helping raise my niece. It would take away the man who raised me, the man that I want my nieces and nephews to get to know as grandfather. We have to fight because it will fight us. And it is important that American science catch up with a disease that is relentless. And it's critical that we as Americans refuse to give in to this enemy because this enemy will not give up on us, so we can't give up on each other. If you want to save the lives of the men in your life, one, ask questions. Ask how they're feeling. and remember what they said the last time. 2, talk to the doctors. It's not enough to send them into the room together, because if you're like my father, the 2 men will start laughing and joking and they'll forget to do the test, or they'll take each other's word for it. And 3, follow up. This isn't a one-time thing. Prostate cancer is insidious, but it's also aggressive. And you may not have it one clinic visit, but it may be there the next one. So ask every time and check every month.
I'm probably died because of these 2 women, my wife and my daughter. One diagnosed and paid for it.